So, and then we'll forward.
Mic is turned off. Okay, is that better? Can everyone hear okay?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, much better. Any echo in the background.
Great. Okay, I'm just going to continue with the call to order, if that's all right. Are we good with that? Or Hillary, I saw you.
I just wanted to say I would appreciate, like, I've got my agenda pulled up. I don't know about anyone else remotely. Like, I would appreciate to see the room and not the agenda, and not like now I see two of myself. Yeah, is there a way that we can just see the room so we can?
A second. Okay. All right. I will continue then. Our meeting's being recorded and it will be available by contacting Danae or via our group SharePoint site under recorded meetings. A call-in number was provided on the meeting agenda for members of the public who wish to call in by phone. And for phone-in callers during this presentation, we'll make every effort to specify which materials we're referencing so everyone can follow along. We'll also try to do our best to make sure anybody who's raising their hands, since the majority of you are virtual, that we're calling on everyone appropriately. So the first thing is roll call. We'll take a moment now for roll call of the BAC by position number. Please say here when I call your name. Sarah Jamshidi, position 1.
I'm present.
Okay, thank you. Kylie Chang, secretary, position 2.
Here.
Thank you. Hillary Long, position 3. Okay, Kelly Atkinson, position 4.
Here.
Holly Hughes, vice chair, position 5.
Here.
Okay, Mary Beth Turk, chair, position 6. That's me. Nikita Thakalev, position 7, I believe, is not available. And then the 2 positions for youth are both open at this point. So with that, in addition to the following city staff are also in attendance: Arts Liaison Tourism Manager Danae McGee, and then that's the whole group that's here tonight. The first topic and the main topic on the agenda for our special meeting is the overall living wall vote. So we need a motion to basically approve that agenda so that we can move forward. Would anyone like to make that motion?
I will motion to approve that agenda.
Okay, would anyone like to second it?
I'll second it.
Okay, is there any discussion about the agenda before we vote on approving the agenda? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand.
Here.
Okay, anyone opposed? Looks like everyone is in favor. Does Kylie need to be taking the notes for this meeting? And I just want to make sure, is that something that has to happen?
Yeah, that it should, but if I've got notes taking too, so Kylie, if you need help, let me know.
Okay, great. Okay, with that, then we will move on to the specific topic of the living wall vote. And the next step is really, I think, for Danae, just to quickly summarize the 3 items that we are planning to talk about and trying to respect everyone's time. And then we'll have a discussion. And then what the process will be that we will go across by position number, by position number, and everyone can say whether they are in favor of option A, option B, or option C. But before we do that, Danae's going to just give a quick summary.
And real quick, does everyone have the agenda in front of them so they know which one is A, which one is B, and which one is C? Yes, I'm seeing thumbs up and okay, great. All right, so real quick, option A is we now have a beautiful wall. We can leave it as a wall and really not do anything more with it other than add the rail in and then use it as part of our normal gallery space. Does that make sense to everyone? Any questions regarding that? Okay, great.
So,
No.
okay.
Okay. The second option is to use the canvas pieces, the 2 canvas pieces that Beth Ann Lawson created in order to print them and digitize them for a vinyl wrap. And I can show you, if you'd like to see the image of what it would look like on the wall, I can show you that, but then I would share my screen. I don't want to take up time. So is there anybody that would like to see that right now, or is everyone comfortable having seen it in emails?
Can I just clarify? So yours, that was talking about B or C just now?
I'm talking about option B right now, which would be the canvas, the 2 canvas pieces that Beth Ann did. She created them to print them so that they could be digitized for option C, which is the full vinyl wrap on that wall. Does anyone have any questions about that portion?
Can you pop those up really quickly?
Yeah. And Hillary, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I'm confused. Option B and option C are separate, correct? Option B is
Right.
just put the canvas on the wall, and option C is to then do the wrap.
That's correct. And I think I heard Danae say wrap as part of B, and that's why I got a little bit confused too. Yeah. So
Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate that.
Danae, to clarify, would we also need to put the rail on?
No, yes, we would.
In
We'd have
order
to put,
do B?
yeah. We would have to put a rail up in order to do B. This is B right here. These are the 2 canvas pieces that Beth Ann created for option C. The idea here is that someone suggested that we put this up and we leave it up for an indefinite amount of time rather than doing a vinyl wrap. So that's why we are including option B right now as an option for consideration. To follow up, we reached out to the artist and asked her how she felt about putting these 2 canvas pieces on this wall. And ultimately, she said it was our decision. The city now owns the piece, so the Arts Commission can decide whether we want to put this piece on the wall. However, she feels that it's awkward. She didn't create it to be used in this way. And she really is an advocate for the vinyl wrap, which was the original intent of why we commissioned her in the first place.
And I just want to clarify one thing about that. The artwork was always intended to be very large. It started out as some sort of fabric banner, but then we had hardware issues that made that banner, that kind of removable banner, not workable. So that's where the vinyl wrap. And I just want to be clear. I want to be clear because the original idea was a very long piece, which is why she did design it that way. So, but it was a little different format than vinyl wrap.
And just to clarify, those are 2 horizontal pieces, correct?
Correct.
And do you have the dimensions of each of those?
Not off the top of my head, but this was created to be to scale. So it gives you an idea of the scope of the size of them and how they would fit on that wall.
Holly, do you remember? I know you were working with them. Do you remember what sizes the original canvases were?
2 by 3.
Yeah, I think it's 24 by 36, but I'm not entirely sure. But it's those proportions, yes.
That's what I thought too. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So everybody's clear on what the option B is based on this discussion.
All right.
Okay.
Option C is using these canvases and printing them to create a full-scale vinyl wrap. And now I will show you the image for that. This is what it would look like if we were to do a full-scale vinyl wrap in that location. So as you can see, the concentration is down at the bottom, and as you look upward, that's where you see the trees and the crows. This is option C. It's important to note that if you go with option C tonight, and that's the majority vote, the reason why we're having this special meeting is because we have funds set aside to do this piece in 2024. So if the majority vote is to go with the vinyl wrap, we still have time to contract with the printer, have them printed, have it installed, and still be invoiced in time to have it fit within the 2024 budget.
Can you remind everyone what budget we have left over right now?
We have about $3,500 left, and that's about how much it would cost to do the vinyl wrap. And that includes printing and installation.
And then just one point of clarification, when we talked about this before, a vinyl wrap can stay up for approximately 3 to 5 years. But we can't have the option of taking it down and then coming up with something different if for some reason 3 years from now or whatever it fades, or there's something that for a reason it's a pretty easy thing to remove. Didn't you say that you could do 2 wraps or something?
You can do 2 wraps. So
Okay.
we can cover this wrap with a new project when we're ready to do a new project. So in a couple of years, if we're tired of looking at this and we want to do something new, we can commission a new artist to create a new piece for that space. And then we would do the vinyl wrap covering that. So that this is option C before you on the screen.
And then just to clarify, this is what we were planning to vote on in October. We pushed it back to November so that Holly could kind of do these different renderings so people could kind of visualize it better. And then in November, obviously it was on the agenda, but our meeting got canceled. So that's kind of why we're here tonight, just basically because of the whole funding situation that's tied into this.
And did I hear correctly? It's a 3 to 5 year lifespan. Is that what?
And that's what I heard from some of our earlier
I
discussions.
think it could even last longer than that. It's indoors. You know, it's going to fade. You know, it's got natural light that will be hitting it, especially at the top. So, you know, we'll keep an eye on it, but it is something that, you know, it's a removable piece. It's a temporary piece. We can decide when we're ready when we want to replace it.
Does anybody have any questions or other comments that they want to bring up?
If I may, this is Sarah Jamshidi, position 1. I don't have any question, and I think I have already voted. I just wanted to let you know that I can stay up until 5:55, that my daughter comes out of the hair practice, and then by then I just need to go. I wanted to just let you know about my time frame.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yep. And so does everybody feel, I guess, should you raise your hand if you feel you are ready to vote, or, and if not, then we'll basically continue discussion. But okay, at this point, could everybody raise their hands if they feel like they are ready to vote?
Here.
Okay. Okay, Kylie said, and Hillary, I think I saw your hand up. Is that right? Or no?
Well, I actually had something that I wanted to bring up, is that we did vote several months ago on, you know, getting the more canvas material and to hang it that way. And we did do a vote, and with Robert's rules, like, that's the vote that stands. What does legal say about us re-voting? Because we have a plan and we haven't voted to not do, to, like, that's our thing. How do we then go about and do another thing?
I guess at this point,
I don't think that we are doing any other thing. I think that we decided to just wait until we have a clearer answer. Danae was supposed to go to the artist, ask the question, and the artist wrote email and sent it to all of us. And it was when we were talking about this, we were just, you know, wondering what to do and what to go about. It's not, I as much as I know, this is like a special meeting to decide about the money that if we do not use, it's gonna go in waste, as much as I understood.
Right, but we had
Yeah,
voted on a way to go forward before the parameters changed of drywalling the wall. So that's why I'm confused.
Right, and Sarah, that was before your time, and I'm going to just try to keep us moving just because of your time, your hard stop. So I would say, should we make a motion, given what Hillary has said, and I know I have to go back to look at the note specifically, but I trust that that's where we went down that path. We all said yes, and then we had hardware issues. So does someone make a motion that we move away from that? I guess we can go 2 ways. Do we first, and then they propose to go with option C if that's how everybody wants to go. But do we feel we need to vote on A and B and C, or go around by position number? Or do we want to make
The only concern I have is the agenda has been posted, and people who aren't here may have made other arrangements if they knew that that was the case. They might have attended this meeting.
Actually, the only person would be Nikita, and she wasn't a member at the time when that, because this happened back before we switched.
Yeah, but we're what I'm understanding is we're voting to abandon a previous vote.
we can't change the agenda, so we don't necessarily want to vote on something that's not on the agenda. We can't do that.
Okay,
I guess we would need to take a look at that original vote, and decide if the language is such that it's strong enough that we can't move forward with this if we feel that it was really based on going with a banner.
I mean,
Um,
like, I bring up something because it's a question I had. If it's really the consensus is like, let's just move forward because the parameters have changed, then let's do that. I'm just saying, it's a thought that came up into my mind in the last week was like, wait, we did vote. So I just want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence, and that's all. That's the only reason why I bring it up.
is there a way to basically go forward, recognizing that that was a situation, but has since changed because of the
safeguard would probably be to vote tonight.
right?
And then if Danae discovers that there's a legal issue, then,
Right, then that's what.
and she can find that out tomorrow, I suspect, right?
Sorry, I was trying to look up a number, so
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, we move forward with this agenda, we vote.
Just, especially while we have Sarah on.
If it turns out to be a problem,
Yeah.
then
Okay, all right,
we address it.
all right. If everyone's in agreement with that, then I think we can move forward with what we're doing, and then we can take a look at the agenda from the past.
All
So
right.
I do have a couple of quick comments
Okay.
that I would
Yep.
like to make.
Okay,
If nobody else would like to make any comments? Okay, is that okay?
Mhm.
So I'm an advocate for murals in our city, but this particular wall, I've been struggling with it. And one of the struggles I have is that the wall's already being utilized by the Arts Commission as part of the City Hall Gallery. And for several years, we've been doing rotating art in the gallery. And these exhibits draw people into the lobby at very little cost for the city. And multiple artists have sold their work at these exhibits, which is an important element of our cultural plan, as everybody has learned recently. I think the installation of a mural on the former wall would negatively impact the gallery by reducing the space for exhibiting artists. Therefore, allocating a sizable amount of money to pay for a mural that provides no net gain of art in our community doesn't make sense to me. There's also some severe limitations when viewing a mural of that size. Galleries and museums follow a basic algorithm as a guideline to determine optimal viewing distance to view this art. The algorithm is 2 times the diagonal length of the artwork. As an example, artwork measuring 3 feet in height would require you to step back slightly over 6 feet in order to reach the optimal viewing distance. A mural measuring 30 feet in height would require viewers to step back over 60 feet, and there's just not the depth there in that narrow passageway. The only position from which you can view the entire mural, instead of an acute angle, is if you stood 5 feet directly in front of it. And any further back in the overhanging ceiling restricts your view. I don't think 5 feet is a comfortable viewing distance for a mural of this size. Shouldn't have to strain yourself to view for art. And additionally, I have questions about the lighting that is inadequate for a mural of this size. The first 10 feet are reasonably lit, but the wall fades into sporadic lighting after that. Expiring funds. I'm not motivated by the argument to spend this money because it will expire at the end of December. That's often how bad decisions are made. It's okay to let funds expire if a project doesn't seem sensible. And we've allowed funds to expire before. Sometimes it's a responsible action to take. And my final message is, yep, your vote will be a permanent public record for everyone to see. So you need to be confident in your opinion and be able to defend it. If this motion passes, the Arts Commission will spend a great deal of money to complete this project. And I believe there's going to be pushback about it. If you're unsure of your opinion when it comes to vote, you have the option of saying, I abstain during the vote, which indicates you choose not to vote on this motion.
Okay, so are you going to vote or I'm going to vote?
I'll call them.
Okay.
So we're ready
Everybody-
to vote now, and I've got it here on the wall, on the screen. So there's option A, B, or C. When I call your name, please tell us which letter you prefer. Sarah, position 1.
Yes, option C.
Okay. Kylie, position 2. Kylie, position 2.
Sorry, I wasn't, I didn't unmute myself. Option C.
Hillary, position 3.
Option B includes option A, correct?
Yes,
Like we have to do the rail to hang
we
the
have to do
campus.
both.
Correct.
Okay, then I choose B.
Okay. Kelly Atkinson.
Option B,
Okay. Holly Hughes, position 5.
C.
Okay.
C.
Mary Beth Turk.
I say C.
Nikita is not here, and positions 8 and 9 are vacant. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for option C and 2 votes for option B. So option C is the majority. So we're moving forward with option C.
With the understanding.
Pending any concerns regarding a previous motion regarding use of a banner as opposed to any of these options.
Okay.
and you can confirm that tomorrow.
I'll work.
Legal.
I will work on
Does that give you enough time to
tomorrow.
get things done before December 31st?
I hope so. Yeah.
All right, we have, I believe that's everything for tonight. Again, thank you everybody for making the time to have this discussion. Does anybody have anything else they need to say or would like to say before we adjourn the meeting?
I really thank you, everyone, Danae and everyone, to make this a special meeting really doable. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you again for being here.
Attending.
All right, so we just need somebody to make a motion to adjourn the meeting then.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Okay, does anyone want a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand.
Here.
Okay. All right, the meeting is adjourned. Again, thank you, everybody, and have great holidays, you guys. We will be in touch regarding this additional follow-up, and then we will look forward to seeing everybody in 2025.
Excellent.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Happy
Bye.
holidays, everyone.
Thank
See you next
you.
year.
Happy holidays.
Thank you all.
All right.
All right, thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, thanks all of you for putting this up.
One thing I just was wanting to ask about when the banner was always going to be a very long thing. So we all voted to have that space that way, right? So, and I'm not sure who was behind that, but
Well, that was Katrina, I believe, who originally wanted to get that done. And it sounded like a good option.